I was looking at the big beautiful bill by that just passed in the Senate. It made me think about so many things that people have talked about for thousands of years when it comes to inequality in law and what's right and what's wrong. And I'm proposing a change that allows us to say, okay, well, let's take away the instances of empirical evidence that can be institutionalized and have its own perception of reality change. Obviously, because the institutions in control of this data has incentive to shift that perception, if that makes sense. All right, this is just a out there theory, but bear with me because I think relying on a prior knowledge versus empirical evidence for the way we interpret the world and the way we interpret this hyper reality that we live in today in 2025. I think it's going to do great things in regards to our trajectory as a generation. When I say a generation, I mean Gen Z, because nobody's having this conversation with us right now. And like 3 years ago, I made this video called "Oh, nobody's coming to save us." Right? This generation is delusional, and nobody's coming to save us. And I guess I felt like that because I was in a place in my life where I was very isolated. I was dating my girlfriend that I'm dating now. I did have people in my life like my mentors from my job, my friends from my job, my best friend who is in the Marines now, my father, my mom. I had people in my life, my brother as well, because he would be mad if I said that without mentioning him. I have people in my life that inspired me to look forward to a life where there are a lot of traditional notions to believe in order to keep the Sisyphus boulder uphill, if that makes sense. If you haven't read Albert Camus before, basically Sisyphus boulder, or the myth of Sisyphus, is his way of saying, and you have to read the book because maybe you have your own opinion about the book, but I think Camus is just saying that we have to find something in the world to keep us going. Even if it's painful, even if it doesn't make sense, we all need that something to just do out of spite, just to reject existence itself and thrive in our own world. But I digress. I guess my point is I have these models in my life that serve as the basis to what I consider to be the thing I should do in my life. And a lot of this revolves around institutional and traditional rituals that a lot of humans participate in, like marriage, finding employment, going to college, providing service to your country, whatever the case may be for your country too. I'm speaking as somebody who lives in the South right now. My point is that a prior knowledge, which is Kantian in nature, is the belief that there are some things that you can understand without needing to explain it, without needing further explanation, because you know that it's innate to your existence. Kant says that we can understand that sometimes through no understanding at all, because sometimes it is common to what we know. We don't need to look at data, external sources, people, institutions, traditions, rituals, expectations of others to guide the light that we're trying to find. Assuming that there is even a light that you would ideologically want to pursue, because I guess light and dark, or that dualistic example of two opposite sides, is very popular. So I use that as an example. But the point I'm trying to make is I often wake up and I ask myself, what do I want to do every day? And I've been thinking about to officer school, to be honest. I don't know why, but that's what I've been thinking about. And I know it will be kind of crazy because I worked extremely hard to get where I'm at now. But it was just a thought I had, and I was like, why am I not doing it? Because all it takes for me to do something is do it. What does this have to do with the big beautiful bill that passed in the Senate today? I think that a lot of people are angry about it, right? A lot of lower class people, or what some people would consider to be lower class people, are going to suffer because of it. But maybe that is just the voice of society right now, and maybe I'm influenced by that voice as well. Maybe there's some annotation I'm missing there in the data. We have to actually act on the things that are innate to our understanding to actually get places in life. Every time something good has happened to me in life, it's been because I've actually just sat there and just did it without really thinking about it. Like, sometimes when I'm thinking about a problem at work, I'll just sit there and literally, like, just look at my screen and try to, like, map it out in my brain. I don't do anything. Maybe I'll go for a walk, come back, and I'll just do something that probably would have taken me like a week to even conceptualize if I just don't think about it too hard. Maybe the design comes out bad if you uh, if you work in the tech world and you consider like the implications of technical debt, the implications of bad system design, whatever the case may be. Maybe it is bad and I need to refactor later on, but my point is that I tried to do something and I just acted. Sometimes just not acting is worse than doing something. And I'm at this point where I think my generation needs to act. I don't know what we need to act on. I just think we need to do something. And I'm just a random voice in this corner of the internet saying that. Like, I'm of no significance when it comes to, I guess, what society would consider. Uh, I was about to say I don't think I'm qualified to speak on half the stuff I talk about, but I know that innately, at least to me, that a lot of these things are important. Being able to act on things that we know is right or wrong. What is right or wrong, right? What does that even mean? I don't know, but I know what's right for me. I know what's wrong in my opinion, and I think that a lot of our problems can just be fixed with action, even if it's thoughtless action. And take that with a grain of salt, because you should definitely think about your choices in life.